All right, so all right, so just want to say hello. It's me, and I think it's the right time to make a vlog. It's been a few days. Um, I think it's obvious what I'm gonna say concerning my hospitalization. I don't know if I can say that right, but like I've exposed on my Instagram that I was hospitalized. Nothing. I wasn't hospitalized because something happened. I was just, I basically had to go through a colonoscopy. If you don't know what colonoscopy is, they sedate you. They put IV in your system, the electrolyte system, and then through your anus, they check your colon with a video cam, and what would appear on the screen is the stuff inside your colon. And in 2013, I was diagnosed with IBS. It's an irritable bowel syndrome. So every year I would visit the colon doctor. I've gone through Mount Sinai. I've gone through Trillium. I've gone through Dr. Housley, and then now with Neil Malhotra. And you can only imagine, the the things that I experience. Like like right now I can feel sad. I can feel sad about it. I can easily say, oh man, I wish I had something else, something like that. Um, what I'm saying is that I'm not. It's not that I'm angry or I'm bitter or something like that. I've learned to accept it. I've learned that a lot of people go through health problems. I learned that it's something that you can't miss. There are people whom I think have perfect health. There are people who seem like you know there's no problems. And sometimes I would say, oh man, I wish I was this guy. I wish I had nothing on my body. But I have this. I've gone through a few hospitalizations in my I said this before. In my early 20s, I was also hospitalized for exhaustion. I was very exhausted in my 20s, in my early 20s, and to the point that I had a chemical imbalance. So I had to be injected. I had to be injected with olanzapine, and that's when I started to gain weight. But I didn't mind the weight. I don't mind the weight gain now because I was very skinny. I was very skinny throughout high school. Because my mentality then was that I had to work hard. Every day I was working hard, and then when I was at Xerox, doing hard work, it finally dawned on me that you know I'm basically tired and all that stuff. It dawned on me that I had nothing in life. All I had was this dream of being rich, right? So I went through a period of frustration. Like I went to church a few times when I went to people's church, I was just wearing slippers. I didn't care anymore. Because I was like, oh wow, this sucks. And then finally, I called my pastor friend. I told him that I can't sleep, that I really want to sleep, because I was working midnights at that point. And then finally, he got me inside the Credit Valley Hospital, and I would stay there for 5 weeks. The first time I was admitted in was 5 weeks. But throughout my 20s, from 21 to 27 years old, I would be hospitalized 3 times. And the first time I was there, like I said, first time I was there 5 weeks. Second time was 4 weeks, I believe, and then the second was two. So you can imagine how ill I was. And and then now, obviously I'm taking medications now. I feel like afro-quetiapine medication is very good for you. It relaxes you, puts you to sleep. But I'm going to change this now. I think I think a lot of the reason is that I don't have it financially. You know, it's saying that yes, okay, I want a lifestyle, I want to do this, I want to do that, but do I have the money for it? No, I don't have the money for it. So I've been reading a lot of Reiki. I've been reading a lot of Buddhism, and I've been following Andy. I can't say his last name, but Andy on Headspace, and it's a situation where you basically meditate. You meditate your problems. And meditation is hard because at the corner of your mind, there's this temptation that you have to be out in the street. You have to do this fun stuff. But meditation is just basically thinking. Thinking what's bothering you. Thinking what's hard on your mind, and it's a fun because you have to protect your mind. You have to you have to ease your mind. You have to say that I want to sleep, I want to rest, I want to relax my mind, and just protect it basically. Like I said, 'cause it can be injured. The mind can be hurt. If you hurt your mind, it becomes a medical problem, and that's what I went through in my 20s. So and then I had a problem, mental. I had a physical problem, and then now I have the IBS. Like I said, it's a new problem, and and on Monday when I did my colonoscopy, I was hoping that nothing severe happened for the past 10 years, because doctors will say that IBS will turn into colon cancer. So I was kind of scared. And then after the procedure, Neil Malhotra, you know, told me, and it was a relief. I was relieved that he told me that there were no abnormalities, that there were no cancer or anything like that. I was like, oh, thank God. Excuse me, sorry. But the hospital can be an experience. Like you wait in the wait. When I was in the waiting room, almost waited for an hour. And then when they finally called my name, they put an IV shot on me. I was on my bed. I had to wait another hour again for the IV bag to finish. And during those 2 hours that I was waiting, I would just wonder, like, oh my goodness, I can't believe what's going on in my life. And I would see one lady on the right side, she was crying, because her mom has these problems also. But I mean, I still enjoy, like, when I left the hospital, I was ready to face life again. I was like, oh, it's time to enjoy life again, especially now that it's spring. I wanted to be outside. I wanted to be on the trail. I wanted to go walking, obviously, and that's what I try to do, every morning, walking. And then no, I just thank God that everything is okay. I thank God that regardless how risky the situation is, that I'm still able to enjoy life and everything like that. Um, it's fun because when I'm with people, people think that everything is fine with me. People even criticize me. People would even, you know, um, people would even discriminate me for my lifestyle. But I'm not blaming anyone. I'm not blaming myself. It's just what it is. Like it's that's just the like if I go to my favorite if I go to my favorite restaurant, then that'll be it. So be it, right? And it made me wonder. It made me wonder why people were strict on me. Um, Even family wise, I feel like what's going on? How come there's anger or something like that? And it's this issue of marketing and this issue of sales and marketing. And that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about marketing because when I was a Xerox, I learned a few things about it. And the thing when if you're with a company, you learn things so differently from reading from a book. I'm not saying that books are bad, but if you're in an actual plant, if you're in an actual job site, the marketing, the education can be very different. And I blogged about this this morning. You can go to my ALR. You can read about the marketing that I've learned. And if I have more thoughts, I don't mind, doing more blog about it, But it's basically the issue of hardware, you know. And what I do is I buy car magazines, and because I have a driver's license and I have a venue for driving our Rav4, you know, and here in Niagara, what I do is I go around the falls. I go through the hotels and then Clifton Hill, and then I see the Niagara Falls, and that would be my version of hardware. Um, you may not realize this if you're still new. You think, oh no, no, it's not just hardware, but when your world becomes smaller and like my world is very small now, right? Because I don't have that lifestyle. I don't have that. Um, I don't have the ability to just do anything what I want. It wasn't like before where I was very, very flexible. My movement were very flexible, and I could say that anything will sell. But now that it's gotten smaller, it's literally just hardware for me, right? It's just steel, just Hamilton steel. When you go through the Burlington Skyway, you see the steel factory, and that's what's being sold, right? And I think I'm not surprised by it because what people want is money, and I feel like people are gonna pressure you, people are gonna force and scold you because these people want money, you know. Um, but I don't think I have the time to talk about it now. Just read my blog I did this morning to get an indication or to get an idea, what I'm thinking about it. I thought about celebrities. 'Cause celebrities they're very good with self marketing, or they make a lot of sales. So what I do, how I was taught was that if something is selling so hot, if something is a hot sell, what makes it a hot sell, right? Like how come it's like Forbes magazine? How do you make the top 10? In Forbes magazine? How do you become a billionaire and everything like that? Um, so I don't have the time to talk about it now, but I just want to say that everything's okay now. The hospitalization was great. It was quite an experience. If you want to see the St. Catherine's Hospital, you can go to my Instagram. You can see how the building is and everything like that. So now I'm just, it's springtime. The weather has gotten so warm that I just want to enjoy it now. And, you know, I have 4 months to enjoy this type of weather. I'm ready for it. I'm ready to, tackle it, Because what happens here in Canada is that summer go fast. Summer go by so fast that next thing you know, it's gloomy again. It's rainy, and it's gonna be gloomy again. So now that the sun is out, it's really prudent to engage with it. Anyway, so thanks for listening. Again, I'm fine now, um, and I'll talk more about marketing on my next vlog. I'll blog more about it. I do read books about it, so the ideologies are there, so I can, happily share what I'm learning and everything like that. All right, bye.